Good morning. I'm waiting for my son to wake up and thought I would film a quick, actually, my first YouTube video on my Smash journal. I want to start chronicling my planner slash journal slash notebook journey since my son was born, which is about 2.5 years ago. So, to start with, I wanted to just quickly flip through my Smash journal. It's just a plain composition journal that I covered the front, which is cardstock, and then some fiber paper and these cutouts that I found. I made this probably 10 years ago, so I can't even begin to tell you where I got those from, so sorry. But so what I did, this page is just real quick. These are all Mod Podged on here, and I was shopping my stash, quite literally. I've had this stuff for 10 or 15 years. So a lot of it, I don't know where I got it. Local craft stores, even archivers for those of you that were in the area back in the day. That shop is gone, but some of it came from there. So anyway, I Mod Podged these. These are flowers that my mom smashed from the house we grew up when I was in high school. This, I put just a bunch of crossword puzzles on here and some cardstock and journaled about my love of crosswords and where it came from. Again, this was some stash of stickers and stuff that I had all about, I wanted to start with just the color, I think, is what I started with on this. And this was my very first page in here, and I wrote a little ditty about the process of making this page. This one was a kit that I had all about family, and we took a family trip in September and had family photos taken, so I journaled a little bit about my family, and there are lots of places to journal up in this thing. These are all flip cards. I just haven't done any writing yet, and then of course I have a little tuck spot here, and I think there's tuck spots in these too that I could add. And then it has these cute little tags that'll flop around, which I think is super cute. And then this is just real quick. I planted these last spring. This was a wedding gift from my folks. It's the directions on ladder ball, and I wrote about how we've played it a couple times. I started smash books or junk journals for both grandmas, and this is the fabric I covered it with, and I could do a video on that another time. And then these are the scraps from the signatures that I made, and then I just wrote about why I was starting it. And then I found a thing on the web about the guide to journaling. This was my first Etsy order. I wrote about, this was the fabric that of the pouches that I had to make. This is my washi tape. I tea dyed some paper, and this was my first go at it. These are the tea bags I used, and then a little sample of it. This had gotten through a rough patch. I think I was sick. I can't really remember. I'd have to go back and read what I did on here. It was around a snowstorm. I missed my grandmother's funeral because I couldn't get out of town. So this was just a way to kind of journal it and get back on track. My husband and I had 2 hellacious weeks at work, and so we did some retail therapy. And then I just Mod Podged some napkins on here. We went to Arizona and looked at some houseplants just for fun, and so I journaled about that here with a grateful heart. And the cool thing is, a lot of this stuff is out of, not much was purchased when I made it. Like the book I've had for 10 years, a lot of those stickers and stuff I've had for years. This came out of a magazine. These acrylic paints, again, I've had for years. This came out of magazine. This was talking about PMS and stuff you could eat for women to ease that or help your sexual drive. So I just journaled about some of that stuff. A day we had at Mark's folks, hot tubbing. We had Italian. This was swag I got from work. So I just journaled about my time at work. And then these are pages that I've kind of prepped, and I can again do a video on how I prepped these. This was from our trip again on to Arizona with my folks, and we went to the Children's Museum, and these were the flyers from the museum, and then I journaled about what we did and how much fun Jordan had. Taxes, I got taxes done, so I did a quick spread on that. Another one I prepped. This one I prepped. There's nothing on it, but there's little cards here that I could write on if I was so moved. Another acrylic ink I did with Q-tips on this one. And then this one I did with bubble wrap. I just dipped it. I was trying to make flowers here. I'd seen some tutorial on it. And inevitably, you see the tutorial, it looks super easy. And she makes it look so beautiful. And they really did look like flowers. And then I come and do it. There's not a flower to be found on this page. So I just moved on and did some the bubble wrap in paint. And then this was gold stamping ink. This one I can't wait to journal on. What if you saw things differently? I think this is a great way to put yourself in other people's shoes and kind of be empathetic and appreciate that there are different ways to come at things. So I can't wait to write on this. I really love this page. Again, this is one of my absolute favorites. I Mod Podged some napkins, I think from McDonald's. They're just plain brown napkins, and saw a quote, "Stand in your own strength," which I absolutely loved. So I just journaled about it over here and what it meant to me, and kind of where I want to go with that. This, I think, is at my absolute favorite page in this. And then again in a magazine I read an article from Oprah, and I'm going to journal on it over here. It's about seeing that everybody's just doing the best they know at any given time, and that even though they know they can do better, but they can't do better, they often wish they could, which really spoke to me, and I'm going to journal about it over here. She ended it with, "The answers keep unfolding as your life expands, if you're willing to see things for what they are and what they can be," which I thought was really cool. So this is the napkin over here that I glued. Went over onto the next page. This one's getting ready. I kind of color blocked with this post-it note, so I just left it on there. And then this one is all food related, fast food, healthy food. About the time and I think I'll journal on this page too, but my intention was, we go to Sprouts and get a ton of fruit, and then, well, Jimmy John's is pretty healthy, but, and in fact, you look at this, most of this is healthy. I don't know how healthy Panda Express is, but I had McDonald's stuff to put on there too, and I ended up not doing it because the page got really full and I liked the way it turned out, so I didn't do it. But my intention was that we go and get all this healthy food and then we eat McDonald's. Kind of a dichotomy there, I guess. So anyway, these were two fortunes that came with dinner that were kind of appropriate, and then I had tea, which I thought maybe it's vanilla chai. It smells really good. I was hoping maybe it would make my journal smell good. And then here I saw, again, another tutorial that they look really easy on YouTube, and the people make them look so easy and cool, and then I try it and it completely fails. I tried this whole technique where you put acrylic paint and water and dish soap into a cup and you blow bubbles, and then you drop the bubbles onto the page, and it makes these really cool effects on there. You can kind of see it in the yellow here and here, but it really just didn't even work. So I didn't let it deter me. I didn't glue the pages together. I just slapped some bubble wrap on top of it, still bubbles, and so it didn't quite fail, but I did write bubble fail and kind of what I did. And then these were just scraps I was trying to use up. And this one was my birthday weekend. We got this in the mail, so it kind of inspired me with the pink and yellow. And then I wrote about what we did on that weekend, and this is all just acrylic paint. And then this is what I have set up for my next page envelope. This came out of a magazine. I got some Happy Planner discs, and this is what I'm thinking about. I'm going to add this to the page about my journey about coming out of postpartum and that kind of thing. So the Happy Discs is what I'm using, and I got them for clearance, plus another 20% off, which was awesome, because Happy Discs are expensive. And I think that's all the pages I have done in here. I'm almost done with the book, but you can see it's pretty chunky. I love it. And I love all the stuff sticking out of it, and all the pages are wrinkly, nothing's perfect. I am an accountant at heart, or by trade, I guess, and so sometimes my type A gets a hold of me, and I have a hard time putting things cattywampus and, writing all over the place and having it look messy, and these aren't straight and stuff. So this is a really good therapy for me, if you will. Well, I hear my kiddo yelling, so I think he's up. So for my first video, I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to do some more, and I will do some more. But for now, I'm going to sign off with this, and I'll be back. Thank you for joining me. Bye.